Summer is slowly creeping in. The days are long, and the warm, sunny weather calls for a dip in the pool or a splash on the beach. It's about time to whip out your swimsuits, Daisy Dukes, a bottle of sunscreen, and a glass of ice cold tea on standby while you ditch your trench coats, hot cocoa, and leg warmers. Aside from these quintessential summer items, a summer body is also something that a lot of us prepare for. I mean, who doesn't want to look fantastic in their beach attire, right? But let's say you've been feeling bloated recently, or you've been feeling inflamed and there's a looming beach trip with your friends in a week. Is it the end of the world? We think not. Today's video is going to be on a 7-day keto-based weight loss plan that'll help you get on a fast track towards that ideal summer body. For starters, who is the diet plan for, and what results can you expect from following this plan? Essentially, this weight loss plan is for those who want to shed that extra water weight, especially if they want to be beach ready in a jiffy. Following this plan won't make you dramatically lose 15 pounds in a week, which, by the way, is impossible and unhealthy to do. This plan will only help you take off that water weight, which is the unwanted bloating and puffiness you get due to the retention of water in the body, most especially in your abdominal, thigh, and arm area. Losing this water weight will make you feel less inflamed and will generally make you feel a little bit lighter and leaner. With that said, this diet plan is only to be done for a short period of time. This isn't meant to be long term because this diet is very low calorie. Hence, this kind of plan isn't sustainable for your body in the long haul. Now, aside from weight loss, this plan might also be used if you want to give your gut a reset or if you want to test an anti-inflammatory protocol for yourself and see if it suits you. With the basics out of the way, we can now move on to the actual meal plan itself. Day number 1 is pretty straightforward. You are to fast for 24 hours. You are prohibited from eating any solid food or liquid food except for water, tea, or coffee without any added sugar, milk, or cream. This is something that is easier said than done, so it is completely up to you if you wish to modify your fasting time to 16 to 18 hours. Although it is important to take note that fasting for a complete 24 hours is recommended. The rationale behind this is that limiting yourself from solid food during the first 24 hours increases the release of GADD45-beta, a protein that lets your liver use its own fat reserves as a source of energy, which essentially prevents the accumulation of sugar into fat, and reduced sugar levels in the body lets your liver process sugar and fat better. Aside from the release of the aforementioned protein, studies have shown that a 24-hour fast will also clear your body of pathogens or microorganisms such as viruses or bacteria that can cause diseases. For instance, a study has shown that intermittent fasting has increased IgA levels in the intestine in mice inoculated with Salmonella typhimurium. IgA is important because it's one of your body's first lines of defense against infection. Essentially, this whole process of fasting for 24 hours will somehow reset your gut. Moving on to days 2 to 4, which are mainly focused on resetting your gut, start off your day with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, the juice from half a lemon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne all combined together. ACV is going to help decrease blood sugar levels in your body, while lemon juice is rich in pectin, a fiber that will not only help you feel fuller for longer, but also reduce cholesterol levels and improve blood glucose levels. Lastly, the added cayenne contains substance P, which relieves pain and is minutely responsible for regulating bodily thermogenesis, which in turn boosts weight loss. Breakfast for days 2 to 4 is mainly a smoothie made up of 1 whole avocado, which contains oleolethanolamide or OEA, which stimulates lipolysis or the breaking down of fats and lipids through the process of hydrolysis. Next, 2 tablespoons of coconut cream for added creaminess and yumminess, as well as for its lauric acid content, a medium-chain saturated fatty acid that helps your body fight off viral infections, thus also helping your gut to reset. After that, 2 tablespoons of cacao for added flavor and for its abundance in antioxidants such as catechins and procyanidins. Following that, adding unflavored collagen, mainly for its glycine content, which aids in bile production. The production of bile basically helps your body digest faster. And lastly, a bit of ice and monk fruit for added thickness and sweetness. Moving on to lunch, your midday meal will look something like this. The ideal protein of choice for your lunch will be 3 ounces of shrimp and or scallops. But if you're allergic to shellfish or if you don't particularly fancy them, you could swap it out with whitefish or chicken. The reason behind this is that these protein sources are absent of connective tissue, making it easier for your gut to process and digest them. Next, 2 cups of spinach will do, as they're jam-packed with iron and potassium. More importantly, they are also rich in coenzyme Q10, which is commonly used for patients with fluid retention, especially for those with congestive heart failure. It also helps boost your energy, which is definitely something that you'll be needing throughout the week. Next, add freshly squeezed juice from the half of a lemon to amp up the digestive benefits of your meal. Then, a handful of celery to help regulate inflammation in your body. And lastly, top off your meal with a tablespoon or 2 of flax seeds. Tiny but loaded with fiber, protein, and omega-3, flax seeds will help clean out your gut. As for dinner, your meals will be structured as follows. Your main source of protein will be 3 to 4 ounces of sockeye salmon. This is the preferred protein of choice because this type of salmon has a deeper red color, which is indicative of the presence of an antioxidant called astaxanthin that helps boost your immune system and helps protect your cells from damage. However, if sockeye salmon isn't available, you could always opt for regular salmon instead. Next are about a handful of broccoli sprouts. They are rich in sulforaphane, which aids in the production of glutathione, a substance that helps detoxify your body by neutralizing free radicals. Aside from broccoli sprouts, you'll also want to add some cabbage or sauerkraut, whatever is available, for its probiotic effect. This part of your meal aims to bring back the good bacteria into your digestive system because of its probiotic content after you reset your gut. Following that, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, preferably melted into your salmon, will work. Since salmon is lean, adding coconut oil that is rich in fats will help balance out your meal and add more calories to it, considering that this is a ketogenic diet. Following coconut oil, add a regular serving of chlorella. Fancy schmancy brands aren't necessary, so just get some that fits your budget. Just make sure to incorporate chlorella into your meals because what makes this ingredient crucial is that it helps get rid of your body's heavy metals. Lastly, for a bit of a sweet treat, you could have 1 serving of chia pudding. You can make this fiber-rich treat with 2 to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds mixed with half a cup of almond milk or another plant-based milk of your choice. Add a tablespoon of cacao or protein powder, store it in the fridge for a few hours, and serve it when the mixture has thickened into a pudding-like consistency. Moving on to the later part of the week, the remaining days are heavily based on intermittent fasting. In the mornings, you are to skip breakfast except for the ACV, cayenne, and lemon concoction mixed with a little bit of water. For lunch, you'll be having 2 pasture-raised eggs or any type of egg that's available for you. Eggs are rich in choline, the predecessor of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. The latter basically improves neurological function. You'll also be having half of an avocado for lunch, which, as we all know, is rich in healthy fats. Aside from that, you'll also have a cup of green leafy vegetables. Now this one is a no-brainer. Green leafy vegetables are full of all good things such as chlorella, vitamins, and minerals. If you find that this lunch is too low calorie for you, you can opt to drizzle 2 to 3 tablespoons of avocado oil or olive oil. As for your dinner, this is the part where you'll be incorporating heavier foods. You'll be having about 8 to 16 ounces of soup such as bone broth, which is rich in collagen. Next is 3 ounces of lean chicken breast. Again, rich in protein and easy on the gut. If this isn't your thing, you can opt to swap it out for lean flat steak. Just make sure that the steak you'll be having is truly lean so as to avoid any additional fats. Besides protein, you'll also be having 2 stalks of celery, a bit of coriander, 1/2 or full tablespoon of turmeric, a dash of black pepper, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil drizzled on top of your soup. Now, aside from following this diet, it is also important to incorporate some physical activity into this plan for you to obtain optimal results. It is best to keep your activities relatively simple during the week since your body will be working on a low-calorie diet. For the first 2 days, a fasted 20-minute walk will suffice. You can choose to walk longer if that's something you feel comfortable with. On days 3 to 4, you could do 15 minutes of foam rolling, which is good for lymphatic drainage, and a 20 to 30 minute full body workout that you could perform with body weight or some light resistance. In the remaining days, it is recommended that you do 15 minutes of high intensity interval training, followed by 15 minutes of yoga or light stretching. This brings us to the end of the video. As always, we would like to remind you that we aren't licensed medical professionals. This video is only meant to serve as a guide if you're someone new to the daunting world of weight loss. We would like to still emphasize the importance of talking to your doctor before trying out a new diet like this or something that could radically affect your health in general. If you enjoyed today's video or you learned something new, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to tap on that little bell icon to never miss out on tips and tricks to improve your health and well-being. Until next time.